Please welcome to the stage Sulli Norris-Cole with SB Digital.
It's a little bit of a dated picture of me, but thank you so much for having me. My name is Sulli Norris. I work at a firm called SB Digital. I'm going to try to figure out how to work this. So I'm not going to really talk more about myself because we have limited time, and I really want to get to the issue that I came here to talk about, which is digital campaigns within state legislative races. So apologies to any legislators that are here, but state legislative races are generally not seen as sexy as others, which I think the following speaker is going to talk about a little bit too. But because of that, we don't see as much money flow into those kinds of races, so it's really important to spend dollars really wisely, as all of you know. I'm personally from North Carolina, so seeing over the past 10 years sort of how state leg races haven't been as focused on by Democrats as they have been by Republicans, even though they don't get the focus, the consequences are very real. There's a couple things to keep in mind with digital communications, especially with state legislative races. There's many ways to build a digital program. A lot of people can treat it like a broadcast medium, which definitely has its place. But when we're talking about state legislative races, the total population that you have the ability to communicate with versus the actual percent of that population that's going to show up on election day and that we need to show up on election day is obviously much smaller. So making sure that we maximize communications with people that are actually going to show up to vote is ever more important. So at SB Digital, we do something called multi-platform matching, which is essentially taking an individual from the voter file and matching them to every sort of form of communication online, from mobile devices to connected TVs to social media profiles and the like. So once we're using this, we're really able to reach people where they are, and people don't consume digital media in the same way as everyone else. So we're able to reach people wherever it is that they are. I think just to recap a little bit of what I've said, state legislative races are always strapped for cash, and making sure that we maximize how we communicate and maximize the dollars spent on communications with the right folks and the right target audiences, and make sure that we're not wasting our communication dollars on people that are never going to show up to vote and never going to vote for our candidates is ever the more important. Even though I started with talking about how state legislative races are not normally as sexy as some of the other campaigns that we work for, the consequences of them are huge, right? From gerrymandering to building a bench for Democratic candidates is super important. And all we have to do is look at the past 10 to 15 years and see how Republicans have really focused their efforts there, and they've been able to really build a bench and take state houses in ways that we've just started to combat. I'm not going to take up any more of y'all's time, but if anyone else has any questions about digital and state leg races, please pull me aside. Thank you so much.